Good afternoon, DJDS, and welcome back to DJDS Radio. This is your host, Cooper Coughlan, joined by an amazing lineup today. Starting with Elon Malka, who played the Scarecrow in the Wizard of Oz musical on Tuesday night. Welcome to the show.
Thanks.
So, I actually saw both showings of the play. I went to the dress rehearsal. There weren't that many people there, but, a big turnout the next night when it was the actual play. How do you think you did on the actual play?
During the actual play, especially compared to the dress rehearsal, it was, I think, a lot cleaner, a lot better. One of the best rehearsals we had. It was the actual show, yeah.
Yeah, the actual show, I would say, actually was better than, the dress rehearsal. It was real. You were in the theater. There were a lot of people there. But I'm curious, what were you really thinking, in that moment? You had, a lot of lines, How were you feeling on that stage when you were,
So when you're actually on the stage in front of everyone, it's really not that bad, especially after the first few minutes. It's really only terrifying, at least to me, right before you go onto the stage. So when I was up there, it was actually really nice seeing everyone and, all the clapping and cheering. Yeah.
So, how intensive was this memorizing lines process?
Well, it was... At first, I don't think anyone memorized their lines. No one really took it seriously. But especially as we started to approach the due date, I remember that Alan, who played the lion, he really didn't memorize his lines until the last 3 days, but he killed it. So yeah, I think everyone only started memorizing their lines in the second half of the thing, and it was, of course, a lot more stressful when you don't have as much time.
Hi, Elon. I love the show. I thought you were great. What are your hopes for the play next year and years going on?
Yeah, next year I'm really excited to see what the play will be next year. I don't really have any sort of hopes for what it will be because it could be anything, really. I do know that Rose, our choreographer, is planning to step up a little bit in terms of directing and stuff, so that might be really interesting as well, and I'm hopeful for that.
So how was just the play in general? What was your favorite moment out of the whole process?
Oh, favorite moment. I think my first scene is always really fun, especially the falling and I really get to play the Scarecrow in that moment. His personality just shines through the most, I think, in that scene.
Were you in the play last year?
Yes, last year and the year before that.
Oh, wow. So can you sort of walk us through, the process of each year? I've heard we've had some advancements this year. I'm just curious, what does the contrast between those kind of look like?
Yeah, so when I was in 7th and 6th grade, the biggest difference compared to this year was that people from the lower division were also allowed to go act in the play, but this year it was only middle and high school. And in the previous years, I do think, even though we had more time to learn everything, it felt a little bit more chaotic with a lot less direction. But this year, it felt a lot more organized and, fun to practice.
How different was it, just having high school instead of the lower division? There was also a lot more high schoolers in this year's production. I'm just curious, how is that different? Did you make any bonds with the high schoolers more so than last year?
Yeah, so because there were only high schoolers and middle schoolers, I feel, there were definitely less people, I believe, than last year, although I'm not sure about that. But everyone formed more, close connections, I think, because there was less of an age difference. And yeah, I would say that I formed a little bit of deeper bonds with the high schoolers.
Nice. Do you know, what play would you like to see next year?
Ooh, that is a tough question. Definitely at some point I want to do Little Shop of Horrors because that's always fun. But yeah,
that's a good one. Would you recommend it? The play? Or would you recommend being in, a character in the play?
Yes, I would. It is definitely stressful, and if you're handling a bunch of other stuff, maybe it's not the best idea. But if you really don't have anything to do and you can manage responsibilities, I think it is a great opportunity to just go out and do something.
Amazing. Thank you for coming in today.
Thank you for having me.
You're about to hear Never Lonely by Prometheus, aka Eli Bennell and David Monostorsky.
Check it.
I saw your face and I knew things now don't seem quite as blue. Because when I saw your face and I knew I'll never be lonely with you. I spend every day alone without love. Nothing feels worth without your touch. Saw your face and I knew things now don't seem quite as blue. Because when I saw your face and I knew I'll never be lonely with you.
Now I want to introduce David and Eli. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having us on.
Thank you.
So, how'd you both get into music?
For me, it was honestly, I just listened to a lot of music, and I was like, why not make my own? And I just got inspiration from a few people, you know?
Yeah, I always love listening to music. I mean, I have a record player at home. But, I mean, taking Mr. England's music class, just really learning the history, inspired me to sort of figure out what I can create.
When did you create the song?
We spent the last couple months imagining, creating, trying to figure out how our narrative fits into the character we made in the song, and how could we teach the people that listen to our song about our experiences.
Took a lot of effort, actually, and I think we did very well. One of our best pieces, for sure.
Is there like a deeper message behind this?
Yeah, so the song is really about this kid that goes through life always on the outside, never really fitting in, never really understanding like how he's able to fit into the social tapestry around him. But the story is that he finds love, and that love is what sort of carries him out of this depression. Dave, do you want to speak more about that?
Kind of, yeah. I mean, this girl kind of takes him, not takes him, but changes him in a very nice way. He's not lonely or anything anymore. He feels like himself now again.
Yeah, we're sort of speaking to that you should never give up. People should always look for the next person, always look for more connections. You know, you never know where you're going to find love, but it'll always be there.
Also teaches to have hope in yourself, and yeah, just have hope. Be hopeful.
And what inspired you to, make a song with this type of message and with this type of storyline?
There are some people nowadays that have trouble finding, a social life, or like have bad times, right? And sometimes they just need someone beside them.
We're in a loneliness epidemic, and this song is for people who don't think they have anyone, but really they do.
I just want to give a big thanks to Eli for collaborating with me. I've never collaborated. Personally, I am an artist. myself, just me. I don't work with anyone else, but working with you, Eli, it has been great, and thankful for you.
Thank you, Dave. I love your shredding on the guitar. Keep going.
What was that sort of process like, working with someone new that you hadn't worked with before, just someone in general?
It was something new to me. I mean, usually when I do music by myself, I just have my own ideas, but Eli, he had other ideas, and we kind of just combined both ideas together to make one masterpiece, and yeah.
Thank you. And thanks for coming on. And, spring break is coming up too. Are you excited?
I'm very excited. It's my favorite holiday, Pesach, Passover. We get to do the Seder, see the family, go late into the night. Dave, what do you think about Passover?
Man, I'm excited. Spring break and Passover at the same time. It's going to be great. I get to go out with my family, just see everybody. It's going to be a great time.
I'm personally going to the mountains, but if you see me in the hallways, please, I want to know your spring break plans.
Yeah, I'm not really planning anything for spring break, but it really is crazy to see. I think we have like 6 Wednesday classes left, and it's kind of insane. I'm going to be a junior. Both of you are going to be seniors, and start applying for colleges and stuff like that. And so, the year has kind of flown by. It's almost summer, even though it's only spring break. But yeah.
Don't be scared to apply. Don't be scared to apply.
What?
Not only do we
okay.
Not only do we have spring break coming up, but the Shabbaton's coming up, and we're already selling Shabbatograms.
Oh yeah.
That's right. We had a contest too.
Buy them.
Who can create the best Shabbatogram, and we had some pretty talented designs. You should see. We have the Ranch Camp, or the Glacier View ones. We have Jerry ones, a bunch of other ones. So thank you to everyone who submitted those. They're kind of cool. Shabbatograms are on sale now, so you should get yours.
I think the coolest part of this year's Shabbaton is that it's really good. Student council is really taking the lead to make it more spiritual, more filled with ruach, more exciting. I mean, we've already seen, the Tiger Stripes Initiative, Blue and White Fridays, but we're just going to see an extension of that. We're going to see a lot more enthusiastic Jewish singing. We're going to see a lot more text study, but not just that. We're going to see, I think, more enthusiasm in general. We're going to play capture the flag and football. We're going to have a great dinner, have a great bonding. But I think the overall vibe is going to be the greatest it's ever been.
Yeah, I agree. Both of us are on student council, so, we like to butter ourselves up. But even from the outside, I think student council has been very productive this year and really just all about getting the ruach back. But I'm curious about David's perspective on this because he's not on student council.
For me, the Shabbaton, I'm excited for it. I'm just trying to bond with a lot of people. We're all a big family, and it's important to have this ruach between all of us,
In other news, and what's trending today, apparently Gen Z wants to stop with thumbs up emoji. Can you believe that? Apparently it's passive aggressive. It's kind of crazy. My grandma likes to use a thumbs up, and that's just all she'll say. She'll just be like, thumbs up.
My dad always uses the thumbs up when I say something. Come on.
That's older generations, that's their thing. But now Gen Z, I guess, is making it seem like it's passive aggressive. I never get that vibe. Do you?
Cooper, listen, I don't know if it's passive aggressive or not. I hate the thumbs up emoji.
What?
Thumbs up, thumbs down. What are you telling me? I mean, I either want a heart or a troll emoji.
A troll emoji? Why is that?
Heart is good. Troll emoji is ambiguous. But if you're not giving me one of those, then I don't want to see it.
That's a really interesting take. I don't think I've ever used a troll emoji in my life.
Cooper, you're missing out.
Have you, David?
No, just the heart emoji sometimes, yeah.
Regardless, I am still going to use the thumbs up emoji. I don't really care.
I can see why it's passive aggressive though. It's like I can kind of see why it's passive aggressive. Like imagine you're saying something cool to your friend and then he gives a thumbs up. It's like, do you even care?
Do you even care?
Okay, another what's trending kind of segment. We have a bunch of these today. A bunch of stuff is going on in the world that's just kind of makes you laugh. The Minecraft movie is out.
Oh no.
Crazy things. You know, you go to a
Minecraft
theater
movie.
and, you know, I'm not even going to say the lines, but there's these lines in the movie. Popcorn.
I'll say them.
No.
Chicken Jockey. I'm not gonna go any further.
No, but people, no, they'll say that in a,
Okay.
I
am Steve.
no. No, the thing is though, people will say chicken jockey in the movie, a rotisserie chicken will go flying up in the air. These AMC or, you know, movie theater workers don't want to be cleaning up your popcorn and stuff.
I actually am planning on seeing the Minecraft movie with some friends Thursday. Very excited to see the whole movie. Jack Black's one of my favorite actors. And the big question is, do we throw our popcorn at the screen when the chicken jockey comes? And
what's your answer?
I'm just not sure yet, because I guess ethically, I don't want to make someone else clean up my mess. But I feel like the chicken jockey deserves more than just my screen time. It deserves somehow an extension of myself and what I've paid for via the popcorn.
Very, very interesting. You know, the movie, I believe it opened at like 300 million worldwide, which is kind of crazy. People were saying, I read an article, they were saying this is the, you know, there's a gaming movies are being revived. You know, we had Mario Kart also. Meanwhile, there's other movies such as Snow White, not doing so good at the box office. But I actually I feel like peak Jack Black was, you know, Goosebumps and stuff like that. I don't really know, you know, where
School
he's
of Rock.
going.
School of Rock.
No, School of Rock. I was saying that's where.
best one.
No, School of Rock
best
is
one, School
by
of
far
Rock.
the best one. I'm just saying it stopped at Goosebumps. That's where he stopped making good movies. Yeah. I mean, no hates. I haven't actually seen the Minecraft movie, so I don't know. But let us know your feedback, you know, after the movie. I've heard it's not so great.
You know, I'll tell you, I'm gonna watch it. Maybe I'll come back and give you guys a review. I'm very excited. Speaking of other things I'm excited about, the baseball season. The baseball season has started. I'm personally on the baseball season, the baseball team. We're looking pretty good this year. We lost our first 2 games, but today there is a baseball game, because it's being here Thursday, right? Yes. Today there is a baseball game, and everyone should come. Jackson Brooks is on the mound, and the DJDS Tigers are going to win their first game of the season. Can't wait to see you there.
Well, we'll be there. Thanks for joining us today. We'll see you next week on DJDS Radio.
Make sure to say hi to your mother.